Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie. We will be looking at the race meeting today on the 22nd of March from Hollywood Grey World, the Poly Track. But before we go and have a look at the betting and the fields, there's just something I want to discuss with you. First of all, we are offering again our special offer where you can sign up now for the rest of March and also till the end of May. So you're getting April and May for a 400 Rand only. Did we offer you a long-term package for 6 months at works out of 1,200 per month from now to the end of August? Or if you want to subscribe till the end of March, 150 Rand, only 150 Rand. You can WhatsApp us on 083-585-5133. But before I proceed with discussing, it's just something that I discussed. You know, I am on a lot of WhatsApp groups and Facebook pages, and in all of those, there's a lot of people, a lot of guys giving tips. Some of them for free, some of them I'm selling them for preposterous amounts a month, and I found it difficult that people cannot see the value that Outsider Genie brings. First of all, as I said before, I'm not a tipster. What I do is I do a form analysis. I study the computer form. I've been studying the computer form since I was 13 years old. There's not a lot that I don't know how to use the computer form. So when you make use of my selections, you know you got a person who spends 2.5 hours, 3 hours studying form of the horses. I can assure you that some of those tipsters I promise you today, don't spend half an hour doing these selections. And then I give my members who subscribe to my daily selections very good information. Let me just explain to you how. Yesterday, on a day that were most of favorites or second favorites won, there was just one outsider on the card. And that was in race 6, number 6, Sabina's Prodigy. Now, I said, but when I did my thing, I'm not sure that Blinking King is a good favorite, and he was very short in the betting. So already I said to him, I think there are horses that can beat him. Then you know that the way I work is I give an outright selection, and then I give 2 outsider selections. Now the outright selection can be any horse at any price. Okay, so in that race I give you not as an outsider selection, but as an outright selection. I give you number 6, Sabina's Prodigy, which at one time on World Sports Betting there was 12-1 available on Sabina's Prodigy. The horse duly arrived, and he won the race. So I did a little bit of homework, and a Sporting Post give this tipping guide every day. There's a lot of guys, let me just scroll up for you, that gives tips here. Morning Live, Computer M, Winning Form, Kingpin, computer form, ratings, tricks, magic tips, black ball, long shot, Excel, Zack Attack. Yeah, Zack Attack. Yeah, I won't say a lot about that. Zack Attack and then Sporting Post. Now, if we go down to race number 6, you'll find that not a single one of all these tipsters, not a single one, even tipped it for a place. Never mind for a win, not even for a place. You can look here, there's nobody here. I can scroll, I can move it along, and you can see nobody tipped this horse even for a place. Here's another fellow that I found called Magic Tips by Jimmy de Rich. And as you can see, race 6, Blinking King, Happy Aristotle, Grad Escape, Alingala, Gonga, whatever, and Freedom Park. So now I ask you, why is it that people don't use Outsider Genie? I'm astounded, because They rather look at these betting. I can see sometimes on a group, the people tip betting sheets, and they even, which I don't like to do, they tip magic lips. And I can tell you now, at any time, you can compare my selections of magic lips and John Sweet, and you can go and check. I am better than they are, because I am the only guy in South Africa, and I'm not scared to say that, that can give you an outsider. I am the best form analyzer in South Africa. That is a fact. And I've proved it all over and over. So now, if you're a serious punter and you want to make money, why will you look at these people who can't even tip a 12 to 1 for a place, never mind for a win? They can't find a form for that. Rather go with these people or listen to teletrack presenters which keep on giving tips while the horses is going in, which I can see has got no value. Or rather say, listen, man, let me invest a few rand in outsider Gene. At least I know when I'm getting information that it will be good information which I can utilize, because I tell everybody, you take outsiders Genie selections and you add them to your selections. I've had it so many times. The other day again, one of my oaks, and I can send you the post, I can forward to you. It's not a lie. It's not a sales gimmick. You sent me and say, listen, I took your selections, I added on for 42 rand, he got a quartet, he collected 720 rand, because he added in a horse that paid 12 rand a place. Last week, first I had a Val. One of the horses I tipped, the name escapes me now, ran second. It was from the Nieuwenhuis stable. I can't remember the name now. But the horse paid 12 rand 90 a place, run second. That is what I call value. So I really do believe that I am the best form analyzer in South Africa. I can't give you the winners in every race. That's not possible. But I do come close more often than not, and I can give you the outsiders. So that is that. So thank you for listening to my harping, and that now we can move forward and go and have a look at the racing for today, where we have another difficult card. I can assure you today, the Pick 6 is not going to pay 3,000 rand or 2,000 rand like it paid on Saturday and Sunday. That is for sure. So we kick off here in the first race on the Poly at 1 o'clock over 1,200 meters, and let's have a look at the betting. Oh my goodness, the betting. We just wait for the betting to open up. Here we are. Number 6, West Coast Lover, 9 to 10. Boardmaster, 9 to 2. 7 Song, 9 to 2. Lord Carrow, 7 to 1. Quick Run, 10 to 1. Sanacity, 14 to 1. African Star, 25 to 1. And Apis Krena, 70 to 1. So here my first selection is the favorite, number 6. It's difficult to oppose this horse on form. The only thing is this horse is coming from Gauteng, has never run on the Poly, but these recent Gatorix and don't have a problem running on the Poly, and it's Sunset Forest by Al-Mufti, so it's a version Getry by Al-Mufti me. This horse ran 5 lengths behind second base. You only have to repeat that run, but you can see also Vars Vicky, 12 runs, 3 winners, 9 run, 1 win. And then he ran behind Battle Force. Battle Force has now won 2 races, I think 3 races, if I'm not mistaken. And then second behind Sound of Samba last time out. And I really do believe in this field today will have a very strong hand in this race. Then for Lord Carrow, the race from outside, I'm going for Lord Carrow. Lord Carrow is always a horse that runs and have run a number of places. One of these days, you probably find the winner's box, but I'm not sure if it's going to be today. And then also you can have a look at number 7, Boardmaster. I would think this horse is going to also improve from his first race where he was 4 lengths behind Cafe Specific, and that also seemed to be a strong field, as there was already 13 runners with 2 winners from that. Very nice. But the horse did fly jump, and I'm thinking number 7, Boardmaster, can be the biggest opposition to number 6, West Coast Lover. We then move on to race number 2, which is a middle rated handicap. Out of the out races, 6 is handicaps and 2 is maiden plates. So we got a middle rated 66 handicap here, Class E, average middle rated 62. Let's have a look at the betting. Race 8, race 2, number 8. Leslie Spa for me, 3-1. Alpha Mike Foxtrot, 6-1. Charlie Fox, 13-2. Just a Guy Fink, 7-1. Leslie Shadowline, 8-1. Running Freely, 8-1. 11-1. Crusade Star, 14-1. Precious Love, 15-1. Solicitor General, Dallas, 16-1. 28-1, and Better the Rest. Now, here in this race, I found a nice horse outsider selection to win the race, and that is number 7, Leslie Shadowliner. Now, I believe that, you know, a lot of people, when you get a apprentice on the horse and they go, ooh, ah, whatever. I believe that at the Jockey Academy, there's so much experience, and the jockeys really, you know, get good experience there, that I've got no hesitation in backing a horse that gets -4. Because in this case now, I'm going to work on the form on diamonds and dusts. Now, this horse only carrying 51 kilograms, but you'll see here some form lines that behind diamonds and dust. This horse finished 4 lengths behind diamonds and behind number 6, number 7, Leslie Shadowliner. Okay. But now, then they were both carrying 57, so they were even weights. Now today, Leslie Powerful now is carrying 60 kilograms, whereby Leslie Shadowline is only carrying 51. So this number 7 is getting 9 kilograms weight turnaround on the last run for 4 kilograms. I'm telling you, Leslie Shadowliner is gonna go close. But then there's this other horse, number 11, Precious. No, where is it now? Number 12. Sorry, number 12. Just a Guy Fink. He ran in the same race, and he's also getting -4. And on the weight turnaround, he also gets 9 kilograms. Now that means that he, number 12 and number 7, are very close to each other, because they finished on top of this of the other 4.45. 4.45, and Just a Guy thing was 4.35. So it's just like a nose in front. But the big thing is the draw, where number 12 is drawn 12, Just a Guy thing, and number 7 is drawn 7, obviously in Gauteng, in KwaZulu-Natal. That's the way it works. So I would think that those would be your 3 main runners in this race. And then also I've included into my play number 11, Precious Love. Precious Love has run 4 lengths in a 73, where it's now running in a 62. So, and then last time out in a 62, also run behind 2 of us. He came run on late over 1400 meters. But I'm sure looking at it, this horse has won on the poly over 1100 meters, running on strongly. And I think number 11, Precious Love, can certainly be involved in this race. So watch out for that one. So then we move on to race number 3, where we have Phyllis Mare 68 handicap, 1200 meters class D, average merit at 66. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, someone exciting, 9-2, Rachel 9-2, Mohira 11-2, Purple Nyakazi 11-2, Duchess of Cornwall 7-1, She's a Dream 10-1, Hansa Grove 13-1, 16-1, Vios Magic 16-1, Cersei 16-1, Clockstopper, and 20-1, and Better the Rest. Surely a very open race to start the pick 6 with. And here my first selection is number 1, Something Exciting. But guys, I would not rush to go and put my money on this horse. I'll just include it in all of my play, because this horse has a habit of jumping slowly, and that's cost him many a race. But we are looking, as I said, we're looking here at the D Division 66, and this horse has been running in 80s and 72 is running well, but always coming from behind, always coming too late. But today it's got Lionel Hewitson on board, front row one, and I'm hoping that number one, someone exciting, will just get a bit of a jump and then run on strongly at the end from draw one. And for outsider selections, I'm going for a nice outsider here, number two, Vizo's Magic. I like this Willow Magic, and this filly really early in her career looked like she has got ability. Took 5 races to win a race, and in the last 3 races, the middle one behind Walker Tycoon was a bit bad, but now back under Polly, she ran 3 lengths behind Purple Merchant in a 66 and 4 lengths behind Adriana Spinner. But I think with GENIE today on board, GENIE, I think, is going to really give this horse a good ride from draw 2. And I would certainly urge you to put this horse into all of your play. Then my other outsider selection is number 10, Serzai. He has got a stable companion, which we'll have a look at now. Serzai has won 2 races at a lesser level. But I think one of the things that swayed me into this horse was the jockey, Calvin Mbip. He's surely riding on top of his game. And I think that this horse today under Polly, 11 runs, 1 win in a second. So not a great record, but I think Serzai can be one of the contenders when the photos are taken. And then here we have number 9, Rachel, the stable companion, Warren Kennedy, going for that one. The one its last race, also at the low at the 59, beating Carpizio, and before that, over a longer distance. Now today, back over the 1200 meters, where course and distance 4 runs, 1 second and 2 thirds. So I'm thinking that the 1200 meters might just be a little bit short for Rachel, and that's why I'm going for the stable companion. But there's lots of horses with chances in this race. Here's number 11, Purple Nyakanji. I'm not sure if Luke Ferraris is going to ride today. Draw 11. Did run nicely behind Aris Bell, but before that ran behind Meter de George. Also course and distance 4 runs, 1 win and a second. So 2 out of 4 on this distance being placed. But 11, Purple Nyakanji can be involved in the finish, I would think. Then we move on to race number 4, which is a Felisa Mares handicap, 68 handicap over 1800 meters, class D, average merit rated 67. Let's have a look here at the betting race 4. Here we have number 11, Beljar at 4-1, number 3, Abbeywood 5-1, Cooler Patcher 6-1, Capriccio 7-1, Tombola 7-1, Maria Coronona 8-1. I apologize. Number 1, 10-1, and number 5, 10-1, and longer the rest. So here in race number 4, my selection is number 4, which is Capriccio. Now Capriccio is now running here in race 4 and a D division and a D67. Now, as you can see, this horse has run around about in that division, but last time out, ran in a 72 and was really not disgraced, running 2.5 lengths behind Batsasani. And I do think that this course and distance 2 run 1 win, that today over this 1800 meters will really suit Capriccio. And I'm looking for number 4, Capriccio, to run a huge race in this race. In my outsider selections, I'm going for number 1, which is Snatched. This horse form does look a bit patchy, but also run against strong opposition in both of his last 2 runs after winning his maiden. And yeah, it was 9 lengths and 5 lengths, but also for me, number 1, the jockey booking is also significant. Richard Fourie, he's surely a master. He knows how to ride a horse. And then number 2, my other outsider selection, number 2, Cooler Patchy. I've got a feeling that this horse is better than his form suggests, and I'm willing to give him another chance today over this course and distance, drawn to Warren Kennedy for Gavin Van Zyl Sr. And I think Cooler Patchy definitely a horse that needs to be included in all your play. And then here we have number 5, Mission Beach. Now you'll see Mission Beach is also a horse that's running there and thereabouts. Last time out behind Wishful Girl and he was there, but cast a shoe, and has won, not one, but has won some reasonable races, 3 lengths behind, 5 lengths behind, 4 lengths behind, and I'm looking for number 5, Mission Beat, Keegan the Mirror today to also be involved in the finish. But again, a very open race. Yes, number 11, Bell Jar, Ryan Munger also needs to be included in your play. Ran on nicely in his last race, but that was in a 56. Now finding it in a 67, which is a different, different kettle of fish. But the horse's merit rating has come down from a 72 to a 63, so certainly can be involved. But a draw 11, I won't be a problem, but yeah, make it a little bit difficult. The same goes for number 12, Fairy Fire. Also run some decent races, but again, also from the draw, might find it a bit difficult. Although I think the outside draws on the poly is not that significant as because they normally sometimes go out against the outer running rail. So here we move to race number 5, which is a merited 72 handicap, D division 68 over 1800 meters, and here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Mambo Symphony 9-2, 11-2, Legislate Dance, Commandrel 7-2, Fire on the Track 7-1, Tiger Tank 8-1, So Smooth 10-1, Smart Socks 10-1, 11-1, King's Cove 12-1, Higher Purpose, and 14-1, and Better the Rest. So here in race 5, my selections is as follows. My first selection is number 10, which is Fire on Track. I just like the look of this horse. Sorry about that. He's also getting the -4. And since winning his maiden, has not run 2 decent races in a 69 and a 73 in a C division. Now today, finding it back in a D division 68, after running on very strongly behind Truly Wicked. You see in both his last 3 races, he's run on 400 to finish fastest. And even before that, in his last 6 races, he was fastest 400 to finish in 5 of them. And some of them, some good times, 22.3, 23.6, 24.2. So getting a -4 will certainly be a number 10 Fire on Track as a favor. And I'm probably thinking this is the horse that will be running on strongest at the end of the race. In my outsider selections is number 1, Tiger Tank. Tiger Tank also a horse that's been running in 2 nice races after the maiden, Musieni on board. Surely a strong runner in this race. Will not leave it out of any of my calculations because I think Tiger Tank must have a huge chance. Then my other outsider selection, number 3, Smart Socks. Smart Sock also a horse, you can see both his last runs under poly, ran on well. And I'm thinking has had a stable change. He's a horse that I backed him both on his wins. The last time he won also at 10-1. But he do like the poly. He has been placed one race and 2. Well, I won't say like, but I mean he can run on the poly, so certainly needs to be included. Then my also here number 4, Mambo Symphony. Also, I think a very good runner. Did win last time out in a D65, similar than is running out today, beating Paka. So also in with a chance. Certainly also another open race where a lot of horses has got chances. I want to urge you to put in number 7, Higher Purpose. I think Higher Purpose with Warren Kennedy today is going to run an improved race. Has been running against strongest. You can see a 73 running in C divisions, now finding itself in a D division. And that's the type of horse that you want to include in all of your selection because certainly he can make the dividends pay. So that is now we're moving on to race number 6. Where we got a filly mare 77 handicap over 1600 meters, class C, average merit rated 76. Now in this race, I believe I found you a nice gem to put a few rand on. We got race 6, number 3, Wishful Girl Lynn, Shatina 11-2, Quick Step Lady 6-1, Princess Anastasia 7-1, 8-4 Lash 15-2, to the max 8-1, Chanty Love 9-1, 10-1, Heuristic Game, and 12-1, and longer the rest. Yeah, here in this race, when I looked at the field, my initial thing was to go for Sorry, I just want to get my things right. Yeah. My initial feeling was to go for number 6, Princess Anastasia. And I will tell you now, and also number 11, Shastina. But after doing my form analysis, I changed my mind, and I'm going with number 7, Quick Step Lady. If you follow form and you follow the races, then you build up a memory bank, and you remember things. Now, this horse, Quick Step Lady, now finds herself in a C Division 76. Now, if you go back, you'll see this horse has been running in B Divisions 86, 83, 90, and wasn't this great. You look at this, Lady Prince, Lady Secret in Indiana, I know for a fact has won again. Secret Depth has won again. Sing Out Loud, one of the better horses. Elusive Fortune went on to win another 2 races after this. She actually won a future race. So here we have Secret Depths again, Our Prize You. Cherry Jam, I think, is also going to be turned out to one of the better horses, as well as Duplicity. So now here she finds herself in a C76 division, and nicely drawn at 7. I think if she could just repeat some of those runs earlier in her career in January last year and June and so on, and even beyond Secret Depths. I mean, you're looking here at B Division 83. Our Prize June, also a nice horse. So I think, yeah, at 6-1, this is my best bet of the day. And the guys might be laughing at me, but surely this Duke of Marmalade lady, if she taken to the poly, I think it will be race over. But then I also like number 6, Princess Anastasia. I think this is a very, very, very well-bred filly. Did one nicely last time. I ran on strongly, and I think that can be also a strong opposition for number 7, as well as number 11, Shastina. I also believe that this horse is much better than a form, and she is carrying 62 for 3-year-olds, a lot of weight, minus the 4 kilograms. And I think that weight, even still 58, running against number 7 here, carrying 60, is going to be a tough task to beat. And also Princess Anastasia, 54.5. So in this race, this is my 3 principles, 6, 7, and 6, 7, and 11. And then you might also want to have a look at number 9. Number 9 is 8 for Lass. 8 for Lass has now had a few runs here under Polly. I don't know why she was disqualified there, but last time I came out behind Song of the Forest and also ran a useful race, Samanga Kumala on board. So that might be your 4 principles in this race, 6, 7, 11, and 9. So then we move on to the next race, which is race number 7. And here we have a merit rated 71 handicap over 1400 meters, class D, average merit rated 68. Sorry, wrong thing. Let's have a look here. And here my first selection is the number 5, Parktown, because I can tell you, I think the reason why Richard Fourie is in town today is for this horse, and he's not going to travel all the way. Again, also a horse that has had 1 run under Polly in a 68, today running in a 68 again. Last time out slow, no Fred, was running on strongly, but also a horse that has run against some decent opposition in Cape Town. Here you can see C Division 78, 73. And I think Parktown today, this Dynasty gelding by a Cape Cross mare, is going to run a huge race here. This horse costs 500,000 Rand. I'm not sure whether they will be able to recoup that, but surely if you pay 500,000 for a horse, it must look like something, at least like a racehorse. So I think number 5, Parktown, is going to be a big contender in this race. Also number 6,000 is also a horse that's also there and thereabouts. I know this horse is also well bred. This Tisa May has thrown a Grade 1 winner. So Tarzan, Captain L by Silvano May, surely in with a chance. This horse has run course and distance, 1 run, 1 win. So certainly also Calvin and Beep on board, inclusion in all of your bets. And then my other outsider selection is number 3, Major Return. Now, this horse has run from 1,000 to 5,000 meters. Okay, not really, but I mean, this horse has run 2,400. He's run thousands. But the main thing that tickles me today is that the combination Aries and Miller is a good combination, number 1. And number 2, this horse likes to go to the front. And this horse might be with Aston Aries, very good jockey in his own right. And I think he might want to go to the front on this horse since it's draw number 3, and he might just keep away from them. Definitely a possibility. And sometimes I would think my assessments isn't too bad. Yesterday I said in the one race there was this front runner. I forgot the name now. Let me quickly have a look here on the tipping sheets. It was, I think, in race number 3. We just quickly check here. Race number 3, I think, or 4, race 3. Yeah, race 4. Yeah, no, race 5. What was it? No, race 2. Yes, here it is. Daughter of Zeus. I said in my preliminary that this horse will go to the front, but the number 2 horse, Crimson Princess, I did say is going to run him down at the end, and it exactly worked like that. She went to the front and was run out of it late by number 2 Crimson Princess, which was, as a matter of fact, also my outright selection for that race. So I just thought I'll mention it, and I'm thinking that Major Return you might be finding him in front, turning for home. So that is race number 7. So let's move on to race number 8, which is the last race on the card, which is a maiden plate over 1,400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is number 7, race number 8. Number 12, Montana Sky 7-2, Alfredo 4-1, Giuseppe Song 7-2, Twice as Gold 7-1, Robino 15-2, King Cyrus 7-1, and 12-1, Icon Elect, and Better the Rest. So here in this race, my first selection is the number 7 horse, which is Twice as Gold. This horse, I think, has run a nice second race, and then the wheels just came off, but then run under Polly, which was not a good run, but I'm surely that will be forgiven, because last time out, he went to the front at Scottsville with Lyle Hewitson on board, and there was money from him from 10-1 to 15-2. And I also said in my preview that day, I'm thinking that this horse is going to be better, but I'm thinking today I'm going to give it a chance again, run on, I do think number 7, Twice as Gold, is going to run a nice race today here at the last race on the Poly. Also looking at horses number 5 and 6, Rubonidu, wow, and his names. Also is a horse that's improving last time out on the Poly, might also be involved in the finish. Ashes number 6, Giuseppe Song, getting the -4, is slowly improving, and I think that can be the biggest improver in this race. Then we can also have a look at number 3, Alfredo, also a horse already 9 runs, always there and thereabouts. Today has got the services of Lyle Hewitson on board, and I'm thinking surely that can also make a difference. But a very open maiden race, go for the field if you can afford it. Montana Sky, also a horse that's been running places and has already accumulated a few places, like 11 places. And on the Poly of that is 7 out of 11 on the Poly. So it's really also in a chance, but it's also one of those horses that always find another horse to beat it. So, but definitely including all of your play. So that brings us to the end of this preview. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I can point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.